Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today, going to be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, going to be predicting the game between them and the Seattle Seahawks at home at Levi Stadium. So this is going to be the second matchup between these two teams. They played 2 weeks ago, so this is very weird that the NFL will have them playing 2 weeks ago and then have them play 2 weeks later, which is weird. I don't know why they did that, but hey, we play who we play on the schedules. We are playing the Seattle Seahawks. They are hot right now. They are on a roll. And going to be talking about that in a second. But before I predict the game, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot. Yeah, let's get to it. So prediction. Who am I going to go with for this game? Before I do, as always, want to do a tail of the tape for each team. The 49ers, they are coming off a win against the Denver Broncos, 20-14. Who saw them winning this game? Not me. I picked the Broncos to win this game, actually, because they were on a roll. They had a 3-game winning streak. They were trying to make the playoffs and what have you. And now we kind of played party pooper to them because this loss is very bad for them. They had to do a lot to get back into the playoffs in the AFC. They have to win out all their games, and they need some help from a lot of teams for the next coming weeks. It's going to be tough for them to make the playoffs. They're not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, but the way I see it, it's going to be really hard to get back on there. If they do, then very impressive, but if they don't, then hey, we kind of ruined their chances. So yay, 49ers not giving up. That's good. I'd love to still see them keep winning, although getting the #1 pick would be helpful as well. The Seattle Seahawks, they are coming off a win against the Minnesota Vikings yesterday night on Monday, 21-7. They did a fantastic job for the most part. They shut down pretty much Kirk Cousins in the offense. I mean, they are just so disappointing this whole year. They beat us week 1, I think 24-16 or something like that, with Garoppolo being the quarterback. We played them well for the most part, but Garoppolo had a bad day, I would say, with 3 interceptions. That was a winnable game in my opinion for us, but we didn't get the win, unfortunately. Now they're on a losing skid, and Kirk Cousins, I don't know, man. He looks kind of overrated in my opinion. I was never a big fan of his. Skip Bayless, you know, I don't agree with him with everything, but I have to agree with him with Kirk Cousins. He's an underachiever. He's a guy that can't beat winning teams, and that's what it seems like right now. The Vikings, they are pretty disappointed for giving him all that guaranteed money. Whatever, you know, I don't want to talk about the Vikings all day. I want to talk about the Seahawks. Got to give them credit for doing a fantastic job holding the Vikings to 7 points and being on a 4-game winning streak. Very impressive. That's the tail of the tape right there. Who am I going to go with for this game? This is kind of a tough one. I didn't expect the 49ers to win this game, so they're making this game kind of interesting, I would say, for this Sunday. Although the last meeting, the Seahawks did a pretty good job. They won 43-16. Nick Mullens, he had a pretty good day with 400-plus yards, but they had to play catch-up the whole time, so it's a little bit askew. But, you know, for the most part, he did an all right job trying to make a comeback, and they ended up losing anyways. We have not beaten the Seahawks since 2013 when Eric Wright made that interception from Russell Wilson and everyone was celebrating. That was the last regular season game at Candlestick Park, I think. That was the last time we beat them, and we haven't beaten them ever since. I wish we could, but this is a really good team. You know, this is not really a big surprise because Seattle's always been a good team. I got to give Pete Carroll, John Schneider, the Seahawks organization, a lot of credit for what they've done this season. They had to retool a lot. They lost a lot of good players like Sherman and Michael Bennett, but yet they were able to do something and still vie for a playoff spot. Right now, they are in the playoffs and they are in the driver's seat for a wild card spot. So I got to give them a lot of props for what they've done this whole season. I don't like to cheer for the Seahawks. They're an NFC West rival, but you got to give credit where credit is due. I don't hate the Seahawks as much as the Raiders, so I'm not too offensive if they win the Super Bowl, what have you. Although I don't want them to win the Super Bowl, but hey, they're a dangerous team coming in to this playoff season, and we'll see what happens. Talking about that, talking about them being on a roll, talking about the 49ers upsetting the Broncos, I'm still debating on who to pick in this game. You know, I really haven't made up my mind on who's going to win this game. This is kind of a last-minute thing that I'm choosing from, but I will say this. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's not going to be as decisive as it was in the first meeting with 43-16. I think it's going to be like a touchdown or maybe less of a game. The 49ers, they don't give up. They don't quit like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got to take a lot of shots at them because Blake Bortles is so trash. So I want to take as many shots at the Jaguars as much as I can. I don't know who to pick, to be honest with you. Kind of a tough one, but if I really had to pick a team, if I had to be honest with you, I'd probably pick the Seattle Seahawks to win again. I want to pick the 49ers to win this game, and I do give them a chance to win this game this time, but right now I'm giving the Seahawks the A-OK to win this game, unfortunately, and I believe that they roll on a 5-game winning streak, keep continuing their playoff run potentially. We'll see what happens, but I'm picking the Seahawks to win this game in a very close fashion. I think Russell Wilson has a pretty good day. I think the running game with Carson, Penny, and Mike Davis, they do a pretty good job. They did an alright job against the Vikings last week. Defensively for the Hawks, they're a pretty good team as well. I don't know if I trust this 49er offense in the second half. It's been hard to, but yeah, I don't know. Picking the Seahawks to win the game just because they're on the roll. And I said this with Denver, but Seattle's a better team in my opinion. We haven't had their number. since 2013, and they've had our number since 2013. If I had to pick a final score, I would pick Seattle about 26, San Francisco 20. I think that's a pretty reasonable prediction right there. I mean, San Francisco throws a lot of yards, but they need to score some more points. I believe that's the final score. It's going to be a closer game than the last game. I don't want to be a prisoner in the moment with the Broncos game, so I'm picking the Seahawks to win a close one. That's my prediction right there. Please let me know who you guys got winning this game. Do you have the 49ers upsetting the Seahawks, or do you have the Seahawks still be on the roll? Please, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot. And yeah, I'll catch you guys up probably this week or after the game. I don't know if I'm going to have another video by then, but if I do, I'll see y'all then. If I don't, then I will see you after the game. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your day / night.